In his first match with Walter Ray Williams Jr. And he's got Walter Ray's problem. Randy leaves the 10.
Yeah, that was a great shot anyway. Gets up there and leaves a ring in 10, but that's all right. He's going to get just switch balls, go to a ball that goes a little bit straighter, and cover this 10 pin with no problem. Johnny Spittin' Biscuit.
You like that, don't you?
That's great, eh? Johnny's a great guy, too.
We've got to come up with a nickname for Michael Haugen Jr. He goes with the Danny Wiseman retro look, and he told us before, he said, you know, I had this shirt hanging up there, and this was my TV shirt.
Yeah, and he's got that Viagra gel working.
And he leaves the 9-10, and he was so excited about this final.
Leaves the 6-10, gets a good break. This ball's going left of the head pin, but leaves himself with an easy spare for him. He'll throw it straight and hard. Remember, Ron, always throw the ball straight at spares whenever you can, and never, ever look directly into the sun.
Words of wisdom, ladies and gentlemen, from Chief Meteorologist Randy Peterson.
Now, what Michael Haugen needs to do is he needs to get over the first frame jitters. You know, he's had a tremendous amount of pressure on him already this week. Needed a great showing to continue on this winter tour and solidify a sponsor.
Come on.
He will be animated, and you'll be able to hear everything he says. John May started out strike in the first match. With that 216, you see he finished with 6. 3 of 4 on single pin spares converted.
And the big thing, only one open frame.
And that was the 10.
That's wide.
Ooh. Now, is that a case of the oil and the type of pattern we were talking about? Because the ball didn't seem like it moved like it did in the first match.
That was a case of a bad pitch, and John will be the first one to tell you that he missed that. He got it going right with no hand in it, and the ball just didn't have enough on it to get it back to the head pin. Now he needs to get this ball left of the 2 pin, throw it right over to the 10. Look out. Great try.
Well, Michael Haugen will have an opportunity now to try to jump through this. You can see how close it came.
You know, I think great strategy on Michael Haugen's part, making John May finish on that right lane. The first match, John had a couple of problems where he did come in light, left the bucket, left the 2 pin. Now this time he comes in light, leaves the 210. Right back on it.
Well, he likes the left lane.
Yeah, and Haugen knows that. He said, you know what? Guess what? You can finish on the right lane.
Pretty good strategy for a guy that's just been touring 4 years. For Michael Haugen. 3rd time on TV. Previous 2, he was seated 5th and 4th. He said just being seated a little bit higher doesn't change his outlook one bit coming into the finals.
Left again.
One of the problems he said he had, Randy, we may have seen it there, he's worked hard on slowing everything down.
Well, you know, when you're a down and in player like Michael Haugen is, you tend to get fast and you tend to throw. And that was definitely pulled left, leaving the 6-7. Got to get the ball right at the 6 pin, slide it over into the 7. Made it! Made it!
He got it!
How about that? What a great shot. Watch this ball throw the 6 right over into the 7. And he's still clean, maintaining a 13-pin lead. What a huge shot.
Well, he knows what just being on the television final means to him. A young man not backing down.
That's all right. That's a good shot. He hits the pocket. He wants to stay around the 1-3. And if that's his worst result, leaving a 7 pin. Now watch this ball. The head pin's going to go to the sidewall, and it just misses the 7. Leaves him with an easy spare.
Neither player seems like they're in any kind of groove right now.
Well, you know, you got to remember that during the practice and the start of the matches and throughout the match, the lanes change. And remember what they bowled on all week. This is no league condition. This is one of the toughest conditions the guys have seen in a long time. And they bowled 48 games or 42 games bowling on stuff where you have to basically split hairs. He got that one. All right, leaves in the weak 10. Now, you can see on that shot, it looked like John May moved in a little bit and didn't go quite as far right with the ball, leaving the flat 10.
We've seen Walter Ray Williams Jr. leave the 10 on that right lane. That seems like it's going to be the problem lane today.
You know, and I think the number one thing you still have to remember is the guys try to fill frames. Lane conditions are tough. Fill frames, avoid opens.
Well, John May already has an open in the second frame. Won 46,000 last year, over 2,000 this year. His average just over 220 so far this season. And you can see that he's led the Southern region in points the last 4 years, and as Randy mentioned earlier, a slew of regional titles. How about 18?
Yeah, John's got a great credentials. Nothing yet on tour, but he's going to be a factor out here. Again, coming in light, leaving the 2-pin, which was the good break. But you can see that all of a sudden John's having trouble hitting the pocket, where in the first match he didn't. And right now the gears are turning. He's trying to figure out what he has to do to get to the pocket.
John May only one strike, finds himself down by 13 pins as Michael Haugen Jr. heads to frame number 5.
Michael needs to get up on the right lane and make an adjustment. In my opinion, he's gone through the nose both shots. Needs to change that. Come on. There you go. And when the lanes are tough, I like the down and in or the direct shot. Michael uses 2 shoes that have rubber soles. He doesn't like to slide, and he likes to go straight. And that's why he was a factor this week. The lanes were brutal.
Well, we were talking to him earlier today, and the fact that he throws the ball so hard, he felt at times it was an advantage for him.
Yeah, the tougher the lanes get, the better for him.
Couldn't talk it in.
Well,
now you talked about throwing it hard.
You heard that? He wanted that ball to tip in the back end or hook a little bit more in the back end, and the harder you throw it, the less friction you're creating on the lane. Fortunate just leaving the 2-8, but that ball didn't have any bite because of the ball speed.
So Michael Haugen Jr. holding on to a 13-point advantage in match number 2 of the afternoon with John May. We will have more from Las Vegas right after this. Along with Randy Peterson, I'm Ron Thulin, welcoming you back to the Las Vegas Open. Match number 2, John May, the number 4 seed, against Michael Haugen Jr., our number 3 seed. And this is John May.
Johnny May going with a ball change. All right. He went to a ball change. Looks like a ball that hooks more. Moved into the center part of the lane. Not going quite as far right.
A lot of these players, there's a paddock in the back. Players like Walter Ray Williams, he doesn't like having 20 balls in the paddock. He says he likes to have 8 balls. What do most of the players have just standing by to use?
I think they bring their whole arsenal out. It's a one-game match if you lose, and they don't want to be empty-handed. He goes to make a ball change here. He didn't like what he saw with the ball he was using, and let's see if it pays off, or it does.
Nope.
2 in a row for John May.
What a great adjustment he made. He knew after 5 frames he only had 1 strike. Look at that balance. What great balance Johnny May has, and watch the action of the head pin. And how about that reaction? He's back in it.
Michael Haugen's best finish, 11th, right here in New Orleans last year. Is that called answering the bell?
Well, great shot. He knows what he has to do. Johnny May makes a ball change, gets up there and doubles. Michael Haugen right back on it. Great shot, good balance, stays down on it. Look at that pose and holding that finish.
He is a tall, lanky young man. Michael Haugen is.
Strong guy, very athletic, keeps himself in great shape.
Oh, come on, come on. Yeah! Ain't gonna be that easy today. Come on. Come on.
But he's making it look easy.
Watch this. This is called high flush. 10 in the pit. That ball is right in the heart of the 1-3. And he knew it.
Haugen is up 13 pins on John May.
Oh!
Thought he had his third in a row.
Oh, and what a terrible break. Solid 8 on a double. And just a perfect shot. And watch this ball. This is just absolutely perfect. He knows it. And probably the worst break in bowling.
And we've seen it a number of times this week.
Trying to collect his thoughts.
Now John May trying to get his ball to come back, and it has.
Right. He needs to make the spare and get back on it. There's 2 frames left. Anything can happen. Needs a hook. All right. You scared me, John.
Spare in the 8th for John May. Now the PBA's website is loaded with all the latest news from the PBA Tour. The site includes up-to-date and complete tournament results, feature stories on PBA players, a chat area with a variety of topics, and a chance to vote for one of 7 players to compete in the Battle at Little Creek. All that and more at www.pba.com.
Foundation frame, 9th frame. Come on.
The little wiggle.
No.
Oh, my. Same hit he carried frame before on the left lane. This time the five pin just stands there and laughs at him. Now watch the head pin go to the sidewall. And they just get all tangled up. No, come over and get the 5 out. And look at this reaction. He's like, oh, God.
Tell you, if the air conditioning would have come on, it probably would have knocked it over.
He's smiling as he's shooting the spare.
I guess that's all you can do on that.
You know, and he knows that he made 2 great shots on a double. He made the right adjustment, switching balls, and the pins just didn't cooperate.
Michael Haugen with a 13-pin lead. Steps up in the 9th. He's working on a double.
Hit it! Oh! How do you like that one, Ricky? How do you like that one?
Wow!
That increases the margin to 25 pins.
Watch the pin action here. I've seen people carry 10 pins before, but this one gets knocked out right at the bottom of the pin and falls forward. And how about that reaction? Oh, yeah.
You love his exuberance. He needs 9 to put this one away, and he would advance to the next match. 9 and then 1.
Look out if this guy gets lasered in.
We have a winner in match number 2, Michael Haugen Jr. advances to match number 3 against the number 2 seed, Jeff Lizzie, but our top seed is Ryan Schaefer, and we'll introduce you to him when we come back here on ESPN.